Welcome to another edition of the Traction Reaction Podcast. I'm Steve Zautke. Was down in Indianapolis once again. What a fantastic week and a fantastic race once again. Just appreciate seeing all the friends down there. Indianapolis does a great job rolling out the red carpet for everybody, as well as the Town to Speedway. Everybody down there embraces the event, and it shows. Also want to thank everybody involved in the Indy Racing Memorabilia Show up in Plainfield. Once again, a very successful show. We sold a lot of things, picked up a few things, and just appreciate everybody involved in that. If you haven't been down there for that, it's a great event to go to. And then, of course, the Indianapolis 500 itself. But not only just the race itself, come down for everything else that's involved in it. It's a lot of fun. To be had down there, and the race, of course. I mean, wow, what a race once again. Joseph Newgarden, first time back-to-back winner since Elio in 2001, 2002. And for those who love getting into numbers and that, this is the 11th time the number 2 has won the Indianapolis 500. Time that with number 3. A lot of people think it's number 1, but actually for a while number 3 was, I believe, had the most wins for that. And this is the last time an American driver has won 2 consecutive Indianapolis 500s. Came in 1991 and 92. Mears winning in 92, and then Al Jr. in the following year. So it's what a race once again, and it's only the 4th time that the 500 has been decided on last lap finish. I mean, one of the greatest finishes, of course, was that Sam Hornish and poor Marco Andretti, who once again had a miserable race this year, but passing him on that front straightaway, you could see him getting closer and closer and closer. I remember seeing that and thinking, I don't believe he's going to catch him, is he? And sure enough, he did. And then, of course, who can remember J.R. Hildebrand and Weldon in 2011, and then Ericsson and Newgarden, of course, last year. And Newgarden does it again. I mean, unbelievable, fantastic racing. And I think the biggest thing you can say about that, they did it without green, white, checkered flags, without a red flag. It was a pretty much clean racing. There was a lot of incidents early on, but once that got ironed out, there was some damn good racing out there. 18 drivers led at least one lap today. That's an event record. The previous was in 2017 and 28 of 15 drivers. And Elio finished the race 500 miles for the 18th time in his career in Indianapolis, which is just that's his 24th race, which puts him, I mean, I think in fourth place, yeah, because you got AJ, of course. I don't think anybody's going to surpass 35. And then you got Mario, Al with 27, and now Elio with 24. Putting him with Rutherford and Johncock. That's he's getting into some hallowed territory there. And of course, Penske 20th win. I'll be honest, I was really looking for Pato. I mean, Pato would have been quite the exciting win, and you have to just feel gutted for him and that team. And you could see from the in-car cameras just how loose that car was, and he was hanging on. I mean, that was quite some driving he was doing. Kudos to him, and the emotion after that race, it just shows what Indianapolis means to these guys. So what he posted today on Facebook, wouldn't change a thing about my journey so far. I know it will be a special day when my name is written among the stars and I get to experience the magic and everyone talks about, excited for the rest of the season. And he's right. There's been quite a few drivers. It took them a while before they won one. Case in point, Newgarden. I mean, going in the last year, the pressure was on him to win that race. And you look at guys, Tony Kanaan too, it took him a while. Johnny Rutherford, I think 10 times he drove before he won his first 500. So Pato keeps doing what he's doing in capable equipment. He will get that win. Let's talk about Kyle Larson. Wow, what a race. What a talent. He did basically what he should have done, kind of just bided his time, got comfortable in race traffic, which he was doing. But I mean, and he was getting stronger and stronger. And then that first green flag caution, uh, all the cautions up until that point, until he got penalized and that green flag stop, were all under caution. So that was the first time he kind of really did it under fire. Fortunately, he got tagged, locked up the front, left front or right front wheel tire, and got busted for speeding on pit road. Incredible performance. You could tell he was so frustrated that he did it. There's my buddy Dave Scoggin reported that there's some media people on the radio that were stealing attention from the regulars, that Larson was doing that. And I totally, and he disagreed, and so do I. This is what the Indianapolis 500 is all about. It's talking about getting the top drivers who want to come in and drive in this race because of the race and the status it has. Going back to the 60s, the 500 gained so much when guys like Clark, Jackie Stewart, Graham Hill started to run that event. And if you look back through all the fields, starting fields, some say, and I agree, 1967 is probably the epitome of the strongest starting field that they ever had. This year with 2023, very, very talented field all the way through. Having Larson was important, not only for IndyCar but also NASCAR, and I think we're starting to see this. A lot of these series are trending up. IndyCar has been kind of a battle. We're going to talk about that in a second. A lot of things are trending up. You see this crowd in Indianapolis last couple of years. It's been incredible, and that just needs to continue. With NASCAR too, I think the cross-pollination between stars does nothing but help both series at this point. Doug Bull is president of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. He just quoted, there's a quote there. He says, 70% of our IMS Indy 500 fans don't watch another race the rest of the year, and that's a problem. That's something I was not aware of when I was a kid, or just kind of coming down to Indianapolis for the first time. I remember, I'll give a little personal story here. My father used to be a racing photographer at the Milwaukee Mountain. In early 90s, mid 90s, I started to transfer those over the VHS and later DVDs. I remember coming down to Indianapolis doing my first memorabilia show thinking, this is going to be great. I'm going to be coming down here showing these shots that my father took of Jimmy Clark back in '63, Hurtubise, Eddie Sachs, Tony Bettenhausen of the early 60s, and then later shots of, Bobby Unser and the Eagle, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, that this is going to be really neat because these guys are going to be able to see footage they've never seen before. And I remember people, one after another, coming up, oh, do you have anything in Indianapolis? I'm like, no, but this is Milwaukee, and you guys haven't seen this. I think you'll really like it, and they'll kind of, okay, I was looking for something else. And then finally, it took me a bit to understand that these guys are only Indy 500 fans. To me, I thought, hey, it's IndyCar. It doesn't matter. Back in the day, if it was Vancouver, Milwaukee, Trenton, you name it, you're a fan. You should be watching and engaged in these movies. Road America, the Mile. It's like it's IndyCar series. And there's a large contingency of people that they just only know the Indy 500. It's a problem. And then NASCAR man, who's a good guy to follow. I got it over on the overlay here. No other drivers deliver anything similar to this amazing Indy 500. Get yourselves back to Texas and Pocono, build big oval excitement throughout the year. I don't really see Pocono happening, perhaps with Texas, but they aren't going back to Nashville because of the construction downtown. And, of course, the Milwaukee Mile, Labor Day weekend, two races. So I think, yes, and Roger Penske seems committed to making sure that there is a decent amount of ovals on the series. I'm sure Penske Entertainment is aware of it, but they need to work on getting the fan, that Indy 500 fan, to get engaged, to say, hey, let's watch. And you see it in the television ratings too. After Indianapolis, Detroit next week, unfortunately, it's going to go down. One of the neat events that happened during the Indy 500 week were the Blue Blazers, that Roger Penske gave to all the living winners. It's pretty cool. It's Penske's idea. My buddy Bart Stevens spoke with Johnny Rutherford, and he said the jackets stay in Indianapolis, and there are certain rules about when they can be used or checked in, checked out, similar to probably like the Masters jacket. How they did it is Rutherford told my buddy Bart that he sent a jacket that he owned that fitted him, and he sent it to a place in California where I guess the pattern or the template was made. Inside, it's pretty neat because they had the lining of the jacket had the drivers and their career in there, and they look pretty good. AJ had a funny quote of it. I'll try and get this. Try and get it on here or post the link underneath. But yeah, it's great. It was great seeing AJ out there and all the other winners. And it's great to see AJ at 89, as sharp as he is. We're appreciative of having him around, of course, and guys like Mario and that really makes the sport what it is. But I thought that was a pretty cool deal, having the jackets, a little bit of thinking outside the box. Neat deal, and they saved a little bit of money. They don't have to give Newgarden another one. He already has his. So, but we appreciate you tuning in. We'll have more as we go out throughout the year. Of course, we got Road America IndyCar coming in a couple of weeks, and we got the Harry Miller meet in Indianapolis at IRP later in June, and we'll be covering going around out and about, checking out the sprint car races and whatnot. Oh, tip of the hat to was able to get out to Circle City, just outside of Indianapolis, right on the outside of 465 there. Neat little quarter mile, a little dusty, but the USAC Series Sprint Cars put on a great event, and had a lot of fun out there with Aussie Craig. So good time. Good. If you're out in that area, make sure you check out Circle City. It's a neat little track. You're listening to the Traction Reaction Podcast. I'm Steve Zautke. Thank you.